Rays baseball on Bally Sports is presented by Baycare. Tonight the Rays continue their initial homestand of the brand new season, and they welcome in the Texas Rangers. Tonight, game one of a 4-game series. Well, hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Ryan Anderson, Dewayne Staats. Great to have you aboard. Well, the Rays winners in 2 out of 3 against New York. Tonight, Texas comes in. A couple familiar faces will square off here with Tyler Glasnow going to the mound. He's going to be pitching against a former teammate, V.A.
Yeah, welcome back, Nate Lowe. And I'll tell you something, he has gotten off to a great start for his new team, the Texas Rangers. He's going to be right in the middle of that lineup, and for good reason, riding a torrid first week. Look what Nate has done. 14 runs driven in this season. Tied for second in Major League Baseball, hitting the ball all over the place. And I'll tell you, listen, you go to a new place, you want to get off to a great start. Guess what? Nate Lowe has done just that. He'll be one of those bats that you have to control here tonight. And guess what? His task, not very easy, because he's going up against Tyler Glasnow. Look what he has done in his 2 starts. 6 innings in each of them, just 5 total hits and 1 earned run given up, not walking anybody, 15 strikeouts, and he has become, at least through the first 2, the fastball, slider, and then here's my curve to strike you out with. He's been a lot of fun to watch, and looking forward to this one here tonight.
So it's the big right-hander on the mound. Glasnow looking for his first decision. He's pitched well enough to be 2-0, and he will be opposed by Dane Dunning, young right-hander, most recently out of the Chicago White Sox organization in this Texas rotation now. Rays baseball on Bally Sports is brought to you by Baycare, humanity at work. By Frontier Communications, don't go it alone. And by the aggressive attorneys, Winters and Yonker. Rays homestand continues tonight. This will be game 1 of a 4-game series as the Rays play host to the Texas Rangers coming up. Tyler Glasnow has been dominant in his first 2 starts of 2021, giving up just 1 run and striking out 15 in 12 innings. Tonight, Tampa Bay's newly minted ace faces old friend Nate Lowe and the Texas Rangers. Rays will get their first look at this new Texas ball club. The Texas Rangers with a makeover. They're in a rebuilding mode. And right there is Nate Lowe, the former Ray. Came up through the Rays system. And he will be facing Tyler Glasnow. Lowe out of that cleanup spot. We'll take a look at the starting lineup presented by your local Ford dealers. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is going to lead it off. Falefa shortstop, followed by David Dahl, the DH. Joey Gallows in right. Nate Lowe at first with a cleanup. Jose Trevino is the catcher. Ronald Guzman in left. Nick Solak is at second base. Anderson Tejeda will be at third. And the center fielder will be Leody Taveras. He will bat ninth.
Well, our starting pitchers are presented by Baycare, and in the Rays, going to the mound for them is going to be Tyler Glasnow. And Dewayne, you talked about the Texas Rangers and their team rebuild. It's interesting watching Tyler Glasnow, his first 2 starts, because he's kind of rebuilt his pitching arsenal. You know, where he was the fastball, curveball guy, occasional changeup. He's now fastball, slider, occasional curveball. And he has used those pitches to run out this kind of a line right here, that opponent average at just 122, 15 strikeouts to just 2 walks in 12 innings of work. He has been absolutely outstanding and looks very comfortable with the use of that slider and his mix right now. Let's take a look at the defenses. It's going to line up behind him here tonight. In left field, we've got Manuel Margot, and around we've got Brett Phillips and then Randy Arozarena. And you look at the Rays infield, third to first, Joey Wendell, Willie Adames, Brandon Lau, and Yoshi Tsutsugo. Back behind the plate, it's going to be Francisco Mejia.
All set to play ball. Kiner-Falefa is all set to step in. The shortstop, he's moved over from third base. Also has some catching in his background, an outstanding defender. And he's starting the night hitting .213 out of the leadoff spot. First pitch is upstairs. Ball, no strikes. Upstairs again, 94 with this one. There's a strike fastball, bottom of the zone at 97.
Yeah, making that adjustment. Those two fastballs to start the game, missed high. That's where, listen, Tyler Glasnow does a lot of good work up high, but he can also drive that 97 downhill too. See where Mejia is setting up.
It's fouled right back.
The one thing that we have noticed about the Rays catchers over the years is they give they're very demonstrative on where they want the pitch. And you'll see him sit up high, and that's where they want the fastball up there. You'll see him sit up high because that's where they want you to start the breaking ball. Not necessarily. They are very good at that. Look where he's sitting, right top of the zone.
And a cut and a miss right up there, 98. So he comes back after missing on the first two pitches and chalks up the strikeout.
Yeah, and that was a great shot of what we were just talking about. Mejia, look at where he's sitting. He's right up there. Give him the target, show him I want it up here, and guess what? Tyler Glasnow did not miss.
So we're underway with a strikeout. Here's David Dahl. He is the DH in the Texas lineup. And a strike, he drops in there. Slider to start the sequence against this left-handed hitter. Dahl spent some time with the Rockies, was non-tendered by Colorado. One and one. Texas coming in, 3 wins and 6 losses. One and two. Boy, hard to catch up to that up there at 97.
It's impossible. I mean, really, the best thing that you can do with that swing, Dewayne, is maybe you foul it off. That's it. And when that is your upside, not too good.
Lifted foul. It's headed out of play. 98 making contact with it.
You know, and Tyler Glasnow and his explosive fastball is so good. He can continue to try to climb the ladder and beat you up there, or he can use those last 2 pitches to set up the slider or the curve at this point. You know, it used to be the curve. You're going to play the up-down game. That's not necessarily the case anymore. So Tyler Glasnow in this count can do just about whatever he feels like.
And a swing and a miss. And I'll tell you, that is not fair to drop that curveball, the change of speed and the drop, and he picks up the strikeout.
He gets elite vertical movement on this pitch, and that's why he's able to throw it right out over the heart of the plate. And those 2 fastballs did set up the hook, and they set it up very well.
Well, you couldn't game plan any better than what we've seen out of him here in the first 2 hitters.
You know, here's the thing, too. Even if the hitter is thinking along with him, going, okay, he's got me set up for that hook, if he executes it, you still can't do anything with it.
Joey Gallo takes a strike. A little breaking ball, curveball there to start him.
5 of them, Dewayne.
There they are. Left side completely open. one stays upstairs. A couple breaking balls, the curveball there. The count is 1-1. A swing and a miss. Well, 1-2. Breaking stuff all the way here. And some great depth on that last pitch.
Yeah, it really is remarkable. You know, his height, 6 feet 8 inches tall, working downhill. The amount of, movement he gets up and down with those two breaking balls, the slider and the curveball for that matter, just at an elite level.
This one is down.
And here's the thing. So we saw the fastballs up to Dahl, sets up the curveball. Now all these breaking balls to Gallo, and if he wanted to, he could now climb the ladder here. Again, he's 2-2 count. You got 2 shots here to get him, and all those, the slider down, all that, and then boom, here comes 97, 98 up at your shoulders. Doesn't have to do that, but he has him set up for it.
The 2-2. He thought he had him on that curveball, and he was all set.
Little down, and that's a really good take by Gallo, because that is in the zone a long time. That's a good take. How do you not swing at that? How do you not even flinch at it?
So now the 3-2. And a swing and a miss. He comes right back. Slider. So all the slider curveball combo strikes him out with a slider. 3 up, 3 down. Rays coming into hit, bottom of the first. Lineup brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Yoshi Satsugo's in that leadoff spot at first, followed by the DH Austin Meadows. Randy Arozarena hits third. Brandon Lau in the cleanup spot in front of Manuel Margot, Joey Wendell. Mejia hits 7th, Phillips 8th, and Adames, the shortstop, bats 9th. Dane Dunning on the hill, right-hander out of the University of Florida.
Yeah, and our starting pitchers, Dewayne, presented by Baycare, and you can see his line from his first outing against the Blue Jays. Very efficient. That's kind of how he works. Sinker, slider, throws 5 different pitches, but he wants to put you in play early. Saw that 5 innings and just 70 pitches. Pounding the strike zone. Likes to go with the sinker, the slider. He'll cut it, change up, curveball. Good command.
And he's going to pick up the strike right there at the bottom of the zone. Sinking that one, 1-2.
And expect to see that a lot. That velocity of right around 91, 92. He wants to stay down with everything.
Satsugo gets a little bit of that one. Yeah, Dunning out of Orange Park, Florida, up around Jacksonville. Went to school at the University of Florida. It's foul right back, fastball. And there's the breakout on Dunning. First round pick in 2016. And then Tommy John surgery in 2019. Swing and a foul tip strikeout off the fastball.
Well, let's take a look at that Texas Ranger defense and see how they're going to line up here tonight. In the outfield, left to right, we've got Ronald Guzman, Leody Taveras, and Joey Gallo, who won the Gold Glove a season ago. And across the infield, third to first, Anderson Tejada, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and Nick Solak. Nate Lowe at first, and back behind the plate, we have Jose Trevino.
Put away here to Austin Meadows. We have Tejada well off the bag at third. A tapper foul. 1-1. Meadows, 3 home runs, a couple doubles, and 5 walks in the early part of this year. It's upstairs, 2-1. One thing Dunning does, normally speaking, it's our first look at him, is set a pretty good pace.
And that's the type of pitcher he is, Dewayne. You know, he's not a max effort guy. He's a sinker, slider, use your defense kind of guy. So those.
Shot toward right center field. Gallo going back, and that ball's going to be off the wall. He'll play the carom, and into second goes Meadows. Stand-up double.
That's the one thing that Dane Dunning wants to avoid, are a lot of balls in the air. That means that sinker, as you see it right there, flattened out, and it stayed up. Austin Meadows got a shot into it, and the Gold Glover out there in right field, Joey Gallo, just could not track it down. Thought maybe he had a chance at it, but you can see he plays it off the short hop, and the Rays are in business.
Scoring opportunity here. Randy Arozarena. He's hit in 8 straight. A little close. 1-0. Away.
Yeah, Dewayne, when you're a guy who's not reliant on the strikeout and you want to keep your defenders busy, you want to pitch to contact, you want to work quickly because you want to keep these guys engaged, keep them on the balls of their feet, keep them ready to go.
Off the plate wide, 3-0.
Well, he is pitching Arozarena so carefully. You get the feeling that in this particular situation, he doesn't want any part of it. Not sure I blame it.
Well, he has been swinging a hot bat. Really, ever since he's been in a Rays uniform, he's swung a hot bat. And he walks on the pitch wide. 2 men on with 1 out for Brandon Lau. It starts the night hitting 179. He is 0 for his last 10, 1 for 17. Going back into the Boston series. The pitch to him is down 1-0. You'll recall he got off to a slow start last year and then quickly turned it around. This one is down 2-0. Interesting how hitters are like that. I mean, really good hitters go into stretches where they just can't get a hit, and then they'll hit a streak for 2 or 3 weeks where nobody can get them out.
Yeah, it is. It's strange. You know what I mean? That they are. Some are worse than others, and we've seen Brandon just in the early years of his career.
Pops it up left side, short left. It's got a lot of hang time. Who's going to get it? And finally,
we got a left fielder that is hurt too, Dewayne.
Yeah, watching Guzman down on one knee.
Yeah, that ball was up there far too long for it to be that dicey of a defensive play, and it may have cost the Rangers their left fielder.
So Guzman very slow in getting down. Kiner Falefa caught that ball. They had 3 defenders after it.
Right out into no man's land. You're going to see the catch there, and then Guzman, as he is avoiding contact, he's not going to get there in time. Kiner Falefa, their best player, takes it away from him, and you can see the grimace.
And right there, you see Guzman. He's played the outfield. He's played first base. He's DH'd, and just coming in, he has a problem with that knee. He was in a competition with Nate Lowe in their spring training camp to take that first baseman's job, and Lowe won it. Guzman, as we mentioned, can DH and also play left, and that's where he is tonight. And so they're not going to take any chances here with that injury. Well, we'll see what the word is once they give him a closer examination, but you can tell by the look on his face, he's concerned that it's something serious after battling to make the team in spring training. So Guzman leaves due to injury. Eli White there, met him there just back of the plate, and he's maybe wheeled off. And Eli White will take over in left field. To get loosened out there as quickly as he can. And Manuel Margot will be the hitter. And Dunning will try to stay loose as well. And a stoppage, as long as this one turned out to be, cannot be good for the pitcher either.
No. You again, we talked about it up front. He is a rhythm type of pitcher, and so you kind of break that rhythm with that injury. And so, yeah, he has to make sure that he's ready to go. And I'm going to tell you something, Eli White better make sure that he's ready to go. Runners at first and second, Margot at the plate. It may come into play here. Base hit to left, he's going to have to make a throw.
Manuel Margot hitting .292. Pitch stays inside. All no strikes. One. Ball, 2 strikes there. Slider handling and then broke away. Now a ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball down to third. Tejada's going to make the throw to first. Keeping his foot on the bag is low. And Margot's out, so are the Rays, leaving two. We go to the second, scoreless.
Welcome back to Tropicana Field. Well, today was a very special day for the entire Rays organization. They were presented with their AL championship rings. The entire team, players, coaches, and staff got to see those sparkling, beautiful rings with their last names on the side of them. Kevin Kiermaier, the longest tenured Ray, who that moment had to be pretty special for, described the ring best when he said, "It's about as dazzling as a ring could get without it being a World Series championship ring." Kevin Cash told us that a highlight was when Rays owner Stu Sternberg addressed the team and commended them on how the players went about their business and handled the season during difficult times, of course referring to the pandemic and all those obstacles. And then, guys, they played a 5 to 6 minute video on the Jumbotron of highlights of that 2020 postseason run to motivate them to get back and experience that again. And as KK mentioned, do one better and get that other ring. Guys?
Yeah, they're all thinking about taking it one step farther than they did a year ago. And here's Stu Sternberg in the middle, and the Rays Brain Trust out there showing off the American League championship rings.
Well, what a year. I mean, such a challenge from the very beginning for everybody. And then when you finally do get back, didn't get off to actually the greatest start, and it was a sprint, 60-game sprint. You didn't have a lot of time for losing streaks. And boy, to go 40-20.
Into center field, Brett Phillips squares up to make the catch. Nate Lowe is the first out in the second inning. Tyler Glasnow struck out the side in the first inning. And Kiner, Falefa, Dahl, and Gallo 1, 2, 3. Now Lowe retired. And here's Jose Trevino. Lifts it up the right side, headed to foul ground. Arozarena on the run, and he's not going to be able to get there. That ball just behind the bullpen bench down there. So he had a long run. He takes a little respite. He's all set to go again. Back up and ready for more action.
Catnap. Well, he is covering some ground, and you're certainly hopeful. I'm sure he's getting a lot of help over there from his own mates, letting him know where the objects were, and while you're there.
That's a strike. Fastball at 96. He'll take a little nap for a second or two, get up, stretch, get ready for the next time you have to be in action.
I've always found that the shorter naps are more effective. You a little bit too long, groggy, not as sharp.
Yep.
Just a little boom, pop up, ready to go.
Oh, that's Arozarena, apparently. One-two pitch to the Texas catcher. And a swing and a miss at the pitch in the dirt. He'll walk away from the plate. He is out on strikes. So the curveball registers a strikeout. Strikeout number 4 already.
Well, you can see how that ball tucked into that hand of Glasnow, and Trevino, they had really no shot at that. Started the swing, and that pitch, well, he's trying to cover, reach, foul it off, whatever. But he had no answer for the curveball, and that is the second out.
Well, here is Eli White, who's taken over the spot originally occupied by Guzman. White playing left field. There's a strike. Texas got him out of the Oakland system. He started out as a shortstop and can play all over the place, as you might expect. Most shortstops can. And that's exactly what's happening with him.
Well, he did not have a very good swing or look at that pitch right there. And you see a hitter swing like that, especially on a fastball, and you're wondering what he saw, because that was a very defensive, I'm not really sure what I'm seeing swing.
This one off the mitt of Mejia. Ball, 2 strikes. White started 0 for 17 with this Texas club. He has great speed. He lines it into center, and that ball's going to be caught. Sinking line drive. Phillips was playing in a bit and made a nice grab on that one. We were concerned about how quickly it was sinking, but he got there in time, and that is out number 3. Nicely done. Bottom half of inning 2 coming. No score. Joey Wendell all set to open the home half of the 2nd inning. Wendell, Mejia, and Phillips due up against Dane Dunning. Dunning starts Wendell with a strike. Boy, when they say he throws a lot of strikes, we've seen that already. Dunning, he is ready to establish a quick pace, tries to get ahead of all the hitters. Popper drifting out of play down the third base side.
Well, here's the thing. That's why the command is so important for him, because he doesn't have that kind of stuff that he can routinely fall behind 2-0. He just does not. He cannot pitch out over the heart of the plate very often. So he's got to have good command. He's got to be able to work those corners and move the ball around and get those early strikes. Then he can expand a little bit. But it all works hand in hand with the style of pitcher that he is.
Lifted into center. Tavares runs it down. And it's the first out. Introducing the all-new Rays season membership. See the American League champion Rays. Get priority access to tickets and the flexibility to choose the game and seats you desire in the way that best fits your schedule. Memberships start at just $500. For more info, visit raysbaseball.com/season memberships. Francisco Mejia takes one a little bit low. It's lifted the other way, out of play. Dunning was 2-0 in 7 games with the White Sox. He had a couple stints with the White Sox last year. It's fouled back. Ran across James Shields, who, with this type of pitcher, he'd be a great young guy to have conversations with Shields about pitching.
Well, because they pitch, they're not overpowering, and remember James Shields. First thing that comes to mind is his changeup. How good that was. And Dunning, the same kind of thing. That sinking fastball, work the. He gives you a lot of different looks. Cutter, changeup, curveball.
Both these starters have a Shields connection, to think of it. Glasnow went to the same high school.
That's right. That's right.
How about that?
Oh, man. Now he's a completely different pitcher.
Yes. Pitch inside right there. See how close that was.
Boy, I tell you. Ooh.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Dunning would like to have that pitch.
Yeah, and Jim Wolf is sitting right over top of it and obviously had it off the plate.
That's a foul ball, a little piece of that one. Well, Jim Wolf, the plate umpire, his brother Randy Wolf, the former left-handed pitcher.
Yep.
I mean,
you think that he
might have a little sympathy for a borderline call for a pitcher.
Maybe it's the exact opposite.
Could be.
Because of that, I'm going to be the tight guy.
Yeah.
You're going to have to. The whole ball's got to be on the plate.
Make you earn it.
Yeah. So he must have been curled.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. Dunning brought it just a little bit more into the zone and got the call.
Got it. Maybe it's not the whole ball, but the majority of the ball, and that speaks again to Dunning's command. Do you see the flinch there by Mejia? He's looking out over the plate, and look at him. Whoa, 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 and it's not even really that close to him. But just because it came in, he had him. Those are the type of pitches I can tell you. Getting that reaction, those are the pitches where you're like, if I just execute this pitch, I'm going to strike him out looking. You know it before you throw it.
You know, we've seen Dunning here for 7 hitters, and you can understand why a team would like what they see from him.
And especially if you can build a rotation that can mix in some power arms to go with it. So you get not only different styles out of your bullpen, but different styles in your rotation.
That's going to be a fair ball off the bat of Phillips. Back toward the corner, extra bases. Red's into second. He'll make a turn there just in case. But the Rangers get the ball back in, and it's a 2-base hit for Phillips.
Boy, what a nice job by Brett Phillips saying, you want to throw that sinker to me? That's fine. I'll just slap it the other way. There's the 2-seamer down and away. That's not a bad spot at all. Just a better job by Phillips. Understanding the type of pitcher that he is, stayed down and through it, keeps it fair.
So a 2-out threat and a chance for Willy Adames to put the Rays on top if he can come through with 2 outs. He takes a strike at the bottom of the zone. Sinking fastball at 91. The foul ball. 2. Rays left a couple men on in the first. Brett Phillips, good speed out there at second. He has picked up the double. Inside. Ball 2 strikes. Wide, no chase by Adames. Willie coming out of the New York series, 3 of 11 with a home run and a double. A step back. Adames waiting for the 2-2 pitch. And he is caught looking right there. Couple of strikeouts in the inning, both looking. No score through 2.
Well, we are scoreless as we head into the top of the 3rd inning here at Tropicana Field. And Brett Phillips, who made a heck of a play in the top of the 2nd. Statcast powered by Google Cloud. Dwayne, they had that as a catch probability of 10%. I don't know if I would go that low. It was low, but he was playing shallow, and he got a great jump, closed quickly. Heck of a play. You saw the reaction from his pitcher out there, Tyler Glasnow, and that saved potentially extra bases.
Nick Solak's going to lead it off. First pitch is a strike.
And the only reason I say that is because that catch probability at 10%, you remember the catch by Brett Gardner?
Yes.
In that Yankee series. Unbelievable catch, and that had a catch probability of 40%.
Yeah.
That seems a little
adjust the
high.
sights a little bit there.
Yeah. Maybe a happy medium. Both tremendous plays, don't get me wrong.
6 up, 6 down against Glasnow to start this outing. 1-1 count on Solak. To Tapper, third base side, going to be foul. It's 1-2. Well, let's go back since you brought it up. Let's take a look at Brett Gardner's catch Saturday. I mean, that's a ridiculous catch.
Yeah, and I mean, 40% seems a little much. That's almost a point like anybody's going to catch it.
Yeah, that's, 50-50, right? No, it's not even close to 50-50.
It's 40-60.
Swing and a miss, ball bounding out toward the mound. Mejia fires to first after the pickup. Solak is out, number 1.
Boy, I'll tell you, the pitch by Glasnow, but the hop by Mejia coming out from behind the plate, showing some athleticism. That ball didn't just bound and out in front of the plate and in the dirt. Another curveball. See you later. Up off the left arm, and now he's got to go chase it.
Well, we've got him with 5 strikeouts now. And I've got him with 3 curveballs, a slider and a fastball.
That sounds perfectly correct.
And it takes a pitch up.
And how about that?
I mean, really, you throw 98, and I'll strike out on any of the pitches that I throw.
Right. And I don't have one go-to.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you have a guy that has a chance to take that jump to elite starter, top of the game. He has that kind of ability, and if he puts together a season where he is healthy throughout, that's exactly who he will be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really the next step for him. Workload, health.
Mm-hmm.
And if he can do that, wow.
Mm-hmm. Then you're going to talk about Garrett Cole, Jacob deGrom, Tyler Glasnow. That's who he's going to be with. That has that kind of ability.
98 right there, and good luck.
It's demoralizing. It's just demoralizing for a hitter. Here it comes. It's middle in, and you just have zero answer for it.
And this one right by him, 98 again.
And he's not even trying to be fancy with it. He is saying, just give it to me middle of the plate up. And Tyler's like, look, I'm just gonna blow this thing right by you. You cannot, with your swing plane, you cannot catch it if I execute it. He's right.
Here's Leody Taveras now. 2 up, 2 down. 8 outs recorded, 6 via the strikeout. Slider, and he's getting the back foot out of the way. That's in there, 1-1. Lays off the slider. 2-1.
Boy, close too. Very close.
There's a dart right there. 99 at the knees. Did you see it? I'm not sure.
Heard it.
My goodness. the strike 3 call. Strikes out the side for the second time through. That's 7 strikeouts through 9 hitters. And here they are as he takes care of Texas 1, 2, 3 in the third. We go to the home half of inning 3, top of the order for the Rays. Satsugo takes the first pitch, and that's in there for a strike. Yoshi Satsugo out on strikes his first time. The left side, that's going to be foul beyond the bullpen. The play it goes. It's been a big strikeout night so far. 9 outs recorded by Tyler Glasnow against Texas, 7 strikeouts. Dunning went through the lineup in 2 innings, struck out 3 at the 6th, and there's a fly ball to center field, caught by Tavares out there. 1 away, and now a word from the Florida Lottery.
Your numbers are waiting to win with draw games from the Florida Lottery. Try these exciting games today. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket.
Claim it!
Austin Meadows doubled into right center in the first inning. Pitch is a strike. Three home runs and 3 doubles on the year now for the Rays DH. And strike 2. Dunning a nice job of moving the ball around. And this is fun because it's really a contrast in style with these 2 right-handers.
Yeah, right now Tyler Glasnow is just flat out overpowering the Texas Ranger lineup. And you're right, Dewayne, about Dunning. He seems to be here in the early going 1 pitch ahead of the Rays hitters. Yeah, he'll get him looking soft, catch him staring at a fastball. He'll, the fastball away, and then all of a sudden, off speed away, catch him with a fastball looking in, and changing speeds, and yeah, a contrast in style is a great way to put it.
It's a liner up the right side. That's going to be foul. One hopping through the bullpen and beyond, and cracked his bat. We talk about the different styles of games, and it's fun when you get in one of those games where people are scoring runs and running around the bases and hitting home runs. But I'll tell you, it's so much fun to see 2 pitchers, particularly contrasting styles, do what these 2 guys have done so far in the first few innings of this game.
Good old-fashioned pitcher's duel.
Yep.
I mean, every once in a while you got to sprinkle one of those in, because you're right, not a lot of runs scored, but they're a lot of fun.
Meadows is out on strikes. So 2 up, 2 down. Well, that's the word we got on Dunning. The sinker and the slider, he'll cut it, he'll throw a change up, and he had Meadows out in front here.
Yeah, well, and that was the thing. He throws that changeup just like the fastball, the same arm speed, the same idea. That one right there was in a perfect location.
Count, Randy Arozarena. A little bit wide right there.
Has he thrown Randy a strike yet?
He has not. He walked him on 4 pitches first time. 2-0 now.
Yeah, and with his command, this is he is just kind of avoiding things. There you go. Surprised him. See, that's what I'm talking about. 6 straight out of the zone, and then you're taking a fastball down the middle, and Randy's not real happy.
Two and 2. Well, here's the dilemma for hitters as we take a look at Arozarena with this 8-game hitting streak with a couple of home runs in that stretch. The dilemma here with a guy like this, do you stop thinking and just start trying to hit, forget about trying to figure it out?
Yeah, because right now he's one step ahead of you. I mean, you really want to be see ball, hit ball. Now you're going to recognize how he's trying to pitch you, especially as they roll through now for the second time. You know, you start to pick up on maybe some trends and patterns of a pitcher. But other than that, I mean, you go up there and say, look, I'm going to middle away, early in the count, whatever it is, whatever your approach is. If you start trying to think along with him, that's probably not the best way to go.
A little tapper, that's foul. Off his foot there, and so it's still 2-2. Dunning was drafted out of high school by the Blue Jays, but it was a late pick, and he wound up on a baseball scholarship at the University of Florida. And the count is full on Randy. Well, a 3-2 count. And he got him there. Struck him out with that fastball. A little sink on that. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the fourth, no score. Rays baseball on Bally Sports. Brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. The Florida Department of Transportation. Drive sober or get pulled over. By Advent Health. Trust the ER experts. And by the Florida Lottery. We remind you to always play responsibly. Top of the order. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa leads it off. Pitch is down and away. Fastball to start the fourth inning. 41 pitches through 3 innings for Glasnow and 7 strikeouts. Lifted up the right side. Foul and out of play. Ball 2 strikes. Here it is on 1 and 2. Fouled again.
How about Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, Dewayne? He wins the Gold Glove last season at third base, or has won a Gold Glove at third base, and now is making the transition to short. Usually it's the other way around.
You know, he's had an interesting ascension as a position player. Ground ball handled by the shortstop Adames, and Willie's throw is right there. Kiner-Falefa started in the minor leagues as a shortstop, was converted to a catcher, and then showed up with Texas. And because they had Elvis Andrus, he wound up playing third. But he was so good at third, he wins a Gold Glove, and so good they go, you know, you should probably play short again. So Andrus winds up out in Oakland.
Yeah.
And Falefa is the shortstop now.
I mean, it's sort of
David Dunn. I mean, that's an interesting.
He's moved all around the field.
Yep.
I like the stop off at catcher. How about that one?
Yeah.
And then let's get him back out in the field. Okay, win some hardware. We're going to move you a little up the middle. I mean, you can see he's a good athlete.
Yep.
Runs well.
A little tapper foul or 2. You know, you do see some of those guys, but it's very unusual. Craig Biggio caught, you know, and Manny Trio was a catcher and wound up at second base.
Remember Manny Trio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So back in the days that I'd play games in the backyard and memorize each team's lineup.
There you go.
Manny Trio.
Back to the mound. Glasnow underhand toss halfway to first. That's 11 up and 11 down. A couple of ground ball outs in the 4th inning.
You could not have scripted this any better, this start here for Glasnow. He's either putting these guys away via the punch out, or like these last 2 outs, ball on the ground. I mean, that's when you're going to see Glasnow at his very best. I'll take care of it myself, or I'm going to get you to beat it into the ground and let my infielders do it. And we've got the 5 outfielder look again for our man Joey Gallo.
Well, Gallo struck out his first time. The slider got him. And that pitch pretty close right there. That fastball up in the high 90s.
There we go, Dewayne. 5 up. I love the new toy up here in the booth.
Well, you're going to have fun with that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just drawing anymore. There's circles. There are those numbers that work out great for. I mean, it's good times.
Cut the miss. 1-1. And with that, with a strike now, Adames is going to head over to the first base side of second.
There he is.
Look at that circle. Boy, your ability to draw circles really overnight has improved.
and they pop on all at once. I mean, I am fast around that baby.
Into the dirt. 2-1. See what you can do when you put your mind to it.
Well, I think it's whoever designed this particular telestrator. They saw enough of me trying to draw circles and said, you know what, we're just going to put some software, download some software that we're going to take it out of your hands because it looks like you're struggling a little bit.
2 outs, base is empty. 2-1 the count to Gallo. Now it's going to be 3-1. Glasnow went to 3-2 with Gallo his first time up. So this is as deep as Glasnow has gone. He's had 2 3-ball counts, both the Gallo 1-3-2, and now this one is 3-1. And he comes back with a strike, 98 at the knees, and the count is full.
Let me ask you something. How often do you think that Joey Gallo takes a 3-1 center cut fastball? Have you ever seen it?
No.
I think that's the right answer.
So full count again. Got him with a slider first time, and he misses down and in right there, and Texas will get his first base runner. 2-out walk in the 4th. Gallo aboard. And now it's a matchup of former teammates. Tyler Glasnow against Nate Lowe. See Lowe with 3 homers, 14 RBIs, the average at 229. He got off to a very fast start and almost overnight put up a bunch of runs batted in and could not catch up with 97 there. Strike 1.
Well, the one thing we know about Nate Lowe's swing is he is a low ball hitter. He likes the ball down and out over the plate, and so you've seen him have trouble with that elevated fastball, and then you start to think about elevated fastball at 97 to 100. And you got to believe that that's in the mind of Glasnow and Mejia.
And he picks up the corner there. Strike 2, 0-2.
Well, now that one is down, but it is right on the edge. And how about the start and then since?
Yep. Oh, for his last 13. How about that? 14 runs batted in and 21 at bats.
That's incredible. I mean, that is some kind of start.
This line foul, 99. Foul the other way. Well,
See that?
There's part of that start into the fountain.
That's a bomb. That is a bomb.
Oh, 2 the count. Gallo draws a throw. Don't take any liberties over there.
Well, here's the thing. This Texas Ranger Ball Club leads Major League Baseball in stolen bases with 10, but they have 8 different guys with a steal. They'll send anybody.
Yep.
And you got to believe that's the game plan against Glasnow if they can get a base runner, because Glasnow has shown, you know, at times he has struggled with the base runners.
And that is strike 3 call. Dropped a breaking ball in there on him. No runs, no hits. The man left. No score.
Field. Well, as Dewayne and BA were just alluding to, former Ray Nate Lowe is making his return to Tropicana Field. Of course, he was drafted by the Rays in 2016 and spent the last 2 seasons with the Rays before being traded to the Rangers. I chatted with him this morning, and he said it was so weird not pulling up to the normal parking lot. He said it's just comfortable to be here, though, and something else special about his return. Sometimes the scheduling gods work in your favor. The Rays invited him to join the AL Championship ring ceremony. He said whoever decided the ceremony would be today, it's pretty convenient timing. And as you guys mentioned, he's had such a strong start to the season, and he attributes that to consistent playing time the Rangers are giving him, something he wasn't able to have when he was with the Rays. And it's made a difference when you look at those numbers. Consistency, that's been key for Nate Lowe, guys.
Well, he was in a battle for a position during spring training, so he got a lot of looks there, a lot of at-bats. As we mentioned earlier, he was battling Guzman maybe for time at first, and Guzman left this game earlier playing left field with an injury to his right knee. There's a check swing by Brandon Lau. Brandon leading off the inning. Margot next, and then Wendell. 1-2 the count as he faces Dane Dunning. Two and two. Dunning's older brother Jake spent a little time in the major leagues. Parts of a couple seasons with the Giants. Now the younger brother Dane here in the rotation for the Texas Rangers. He was impressive with the chance he got with the White Sox. The deal brought him to Texas, where he is getting a great opportunity as a young pitcher to show what he can do. 2-2, and Lau lifts it toward right center, and that's going to be caught by Tavares. One gone here in the 4th. You can win big with the Rays 50-50 raffle. For every home game, you can join the raffle from the comfort of your home by going to raysbaseball.com/5050. Some restrictions apply. Here's Manuel Margot. He tries to bunt. Strike one. Stays up and in. It's too wide. Rays had a couple of men on, left him that way in the first and second. Phillips with a 2-out double in the second was stranded. That's been it in the scoring opportunities for the Rays. And Margot takes one upstairs for ball 3.
Yeah, that was pretty close right there. That it's a huge swing for Dunning. You know, getting back to 2-2, it keeps all of his pitches in play. Now 3-1 makes it a little bit more difficult. Margin for error has gone way down.
And there is ball 4, so he walks Margot.
But think about all of his misses. He missed up and in, up and away, down. I mean, he's a 4-quadra pitcher, and he missed in all of them in this at bat.
Didn't miss by much there,
no.
But that's ball 4. Margot's, he's going to wait now. He said, okay, ball 4, right? Yeah, okay, just checking. Practicing proper etiquette with the umpire there. Here's Joey Wendell. He's trying to butt, and that's between his legs and skips to the backstop. How about that?
I mean, listen, the command and control guy, and Joey Wendell looking to play some small ball, try to create a little bit of offense here with the early square round, and he got, how about that? Right between the wickets. He's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, how do you bunt that?
It's human croquet.
There you go. Well, they got the Rays base runner up to second into scoring position.
Now he
one out.
Now he can drive him in. That's right. That's how you get back at him.
And a line drive, and it's caught by the second baseman Solak. Well, Wendell hit it right on the button. I mean, he hit that ball squarely and just not high enough. And that's out number 2.
Yeah, unfortunate. Absolutely ripped. That almost took Solak, his arm and his glove, out into right field.
Steady as she goes. Now 2 gone. Let's see if Francisco Mejia can get the run home. A strike. Taylor Hearn up in the bullpen. Ball and a strike. Slider with some wide bite down and in.
You see Matt Quatraro on the phone right there. You're going to take a look. Maybe did it hit him? Kind of.
Take another look here.
Well, they were on the phone and they've already said no, but that was close.
Foul right back, 1-2. Let's look at it again.
Does the shoelace count?
That's what I was just going to say. I think that shoelace was dislodged.
I think it did.
Yeah.
It kind of pushed it right back into his padding. Hey, the pant leg.
Yeah.
That counted.
Yep. Shoelace should.
It should. There it is.
Dunning ahead, 1-2. And a pop fly into right, going to carry to Gallo. And the Rays will leave a man in the 4th. On to inning 5, no score.
Well, scoreless through 4 innings here at Tropicana Field. Tyler Glasnow back there out on the mound. And let's take a look at our Florida Lottery jackpot stat. The highest whip rate on breaking balls since 2020. And you see Tyler Glasnow closing quickly on Shane Bieber. Minimum of 300 breaking balls thrown and more than half swung and missed at. Tonight's ball game, 12 swings on the breaking ball, 7 misses. Oh, there we go.
And going back to work here in the 5th against Jose Trevino. He missed a curveball in the second inning to strike out. Sends a high fly ball deep left center. Phillips will go all the way to that corner and make the catch on the track. Deepest part of the ballpark right there. Had 2 or 3 steps left maybe before he got to the deep part of the corner in the wall. But he covered the ground and made the catch.
Well, and did you see the look on Glasnow's face? This is a towering fly ball. Really, you never felt it was going to get out of the ballpark. It got deeper than maybe you thought, but up there long enough for Brett Phillips to be able to make the catch. But that look on Tyler Glasnow's face when the ball was coming back in, that was a guy who was ticked. Yes, I got an out, but I can't roll breaking balls in there. See, he is so mad right now where that pitch ended up and the fact that that play had to be made that deep. Perfectionist.
Yep. It's White. Takes a slider up.
But boy, that's just, I mean, that's just being really good and being aware. Realizing, you know what, I got an out there, but I can't, that curveball's got to be better. Because maybe next time it gets roped for a double or it does get hit out of the ballpark.
94 and White a little trouble catching up. 1-1. Foul back, 1-2. White came from Oakland when they sent Profar over there. Eli White came back the other way. He played mostly shortstop in the minor league system for Oakland. He was in left field tonight replacing Guzman, who left with an injury to his knee. Ground ball chopped toward the middle, and it's going to get through just off the glove of Brandon Lau. And White chops one through to pick up the first hit of the ball game allowed by Tyler Glasnow. It comes with 1 out in the 5th inning.
Well, it was just perfect placement. You know, just went down and put the ball in play. Didn't try to overswing. And you're going to see he just splits the defense perfectly. Stays on that slider. And Tyler, I think, off the bat knew it. Knows where his defenders are located. And knew that that play was probably not going to be made.
Now the second baseman, Nick Solak, with a base runner. And he misses 96 right there. Strike 1.
Well, and this is where you got to keep your eye on Eli White over there at first base. Dewayne, when we were breaking down this team earlier today, you were a little hard on Eli White.
Well, he had an 0 for 17 going, but he can fly. If he can get on base, that's the key.
Well, but you were a little hard on him for you know why. This team, we already said that we've established that they are 10 stolen bases. They lead Major League Baseball.
Yes, they do.
They've had one guy thrown out.
Yep.
And that was Eli White, and you were...
Well, you know, you hate to see perfection blemished. But this guy is one of the fastest guys on their team.
Yeah, and that's why you've got to believe that they're going to look to put him in motion at some point.
And now a little delay on the start, and he is out. Well, White cut down, and the Rays retire Texas here in the 5th. Take a look at this.
Delayed steal, great glove work by Brandon Lau.
Bottom of inning 5 coming, no score. Well, let's check out the T-Mobile coverage cam. And as you can see right there, a left-hander on the mound now. New pitcher Taylor Hearn.
Are you wondering what I'm wondering?
Why they've taken Dunning out? I wonder if they're on a strict pitch count with him.
Well, he listen, first start 70, and he was right in that neighborhood once again. So that's got to be it, because he was very effective. Obviously kept the Rays off the scoreboard.
71 pitches is what we have for him. And now Hearn. Phillips is going to try to bunt. Got the bat back. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, Dunning was impressive. Two 2-0. Dunning with the 71 pitches. On the line on him. A couple of walks, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts. Texas will be pleased with what they saw from their young right-hander. 3-0 now.
Boy, and all fastballs, all 3 of them missing way down and away, pulling that thing right off the plate. This is not what Chris Woodward wanted to see from his lefty, especially against the left-handed hitting Phillips, and tries to make the adjustment, couldn't do it.
So Phillips draws the walk here on 4 pitches. So he's aboard. The Rays put the leadoff man on base for the first time. Well, we figured we'd get a combination of Dunning and Hearn, but you thought maybe Dunning might go another inning.
Well, he did go 5 in that start against Toronto. So it's not that. It seems to be more around that pitch count.
And now a strike to Adames. Hearn from Royce City, Texas. That's in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So he's pitching for his hometown team now. 1-1. Is originally with the Nationals organization. High foul. That's going to be well out of play. Hearn in 14 games with Texas last year. And a cut and a miss. So Adames is out on strikes.
Well,
that fastball mid-90s.
Yeah, and he can get it up there, but we just haven't seen him be able to command it. He saved his best for last here. 4-seamer stays true, but good velocity, good jump, and a great location. Yeah, fastball, slider, changeup for Hearn from the left side. Not sure I needed to tell people that. They can see that.
Keeps an eye on Phillips. It's a ball, no strike count on Tsutsugo. The fastball missing. Lefty on lefty here. And that's a strike. 1-1. Something I learned today about Hearn. He was in high school a calf roper.
Oh, wow.
Yep. You don't see many of those matriculate to the major leagues, do you?
No, you don't. pretty impressive.
I'll tell you, it really is.
Well, when you watch it done,
Yep.
you're like, how do you do that? I mean, how do you do that?
Yep. Well, his grandfather, Cleo, was the first black pro cowboy on the rodeo circuit. So
that's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
It's in the bloodlines.
Yeah, you go with your grandfather, and he goes, "Hey, go out there and rope that calf for me," and then you get the knack of it.
I like the tie up at the end is the best part. I mean, the accuracy to get the rope where it needs to be.
Yep.
You know what I mean? To do that, okay, but then it's the dismount and that quick little tie up.
That's right.
For
and
the finishing.
time is of the essence.
Yes.
So to do that is I've always been amazed. So something else that the two of us have no chance of ever doing, and we are just impressed by that.
Yes, of course, because you think about the time that has to be put in to be able to maneuver that lasso around where it's supposed to go, and you can't miss.
Yep.
The whole thing.
Yep. There's a strike called at the knees. And that's the second consecutive strikeout. 2 gone after the walk.
Speaking of not missing, he did not miss his spot here with this slider.
Pretty good right there.
Yep. Kept it down, took it to the edge.
Austin Meadows. The fastball at 95 is down. Runner goes. The pitch is a strike and a little double pump there by Trevino to get rid of it, and Phillips has a stolen base.
Well, listen, both of these offenses, it's tough for them to get into gear right now. So the Rays with 2 outs are going to send Phillips. Trevino gets a fastball to handle, but that little bobble may not have been enough anyway, even on a clean throw. Phillips with good speed and a good jump off the lefty, and now in scoring position with 2 outs.
Well, the Rays have managed to put runners in scoring position in 4 of the 5 innings.
And it doesn't seem like it.
No.
It does not seem like it.
Ball 2, 2-1. Meadows with 3 home runs, 3 doubles, 3 runs batted in on the year so far. A little close right there, taking the count out to 3-1. And that will be a strike to take the count full. Well, he's consistently in the mid-90s with his velocity there on that fastball. there's ball 4. So that will get a Arozarena to the plate. Now with 2 men on and 2 men out. Well, all the times the Rays have managed to put somebody in scoring position, this is the first time they've had multiple runners aboard in any one inning. A couple walks in this inning. And the Rangers are going to talk it over on the mound before Arozarena steps in. If Rays pitchers strike out 10 batters during a home game, take your mobile ticket or a printed home voucher to any Cain's Furniture store within 5 days and pick up a coupon for 1 free taco, chips, and medium fountain drink at participating area Tijuana Flats locations. Restrictions apply. For more information, visit CainsStrikeout.com. The Rays and the Rangers. Chris Woodward, you saw a shot of the Texas manager, and of course Kevin Cash for the Rays hooked up in this scoreless game. 2 on, 2 out. Here's Arozarena, 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout tonight. And he's going big time on that first pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Yeah, every now and then you see Arozarena just cut it loose. Look how big this swing gets. He's looking to hit that one through the wall out in left field. He's at his best when he's quick and short to the baseball, but every now and then he'll take a shot.
Well, he's thinking there, a guy 2 walks in the inning, a couple of men on. He might just try to get ahead. He threw that slider.
Yeah, and you know what? That's what you're kind of hoping for too. You know, a guy who has struggled a little bit with his command, that mistake out over the plate. Leave one there.
It's 2-1. Good speed at second and Phillips. Meadows the runner at first. Brandon Lau on deck. 2 on, 2 out. 2-1 the count to Randy Arozarena. And he fouls the fastball out over the plate at 96.
Yeah, that's why, boy, velocity is beloved, because it does allow you to get away with a few more mistakes than maybe a 90, 91 mile an hour fastball. And that was one of them. 96 in a hitter's count. Arozarena, you know, he's got a great pass at it and just ends up fouling it off and ends up being a strike.
Two and a cut and a miss at 95. So the strikeout ends the threat. Rays leave 2. Here's another look at that strikeout fastball. We're headed into inning 6. No score from Tropicana Field.
Well, we remain scoreless as we head into the top of the 6th inning here in St. Petersburg. But our big story, Dewayne, is just up the street in Dunedin. And the Toronto Blue Jays nursing a 1-0 lead. Not anymore. Kyle Higashioka going way back, right center field. How about that kind of carry? Didn't know he had that kind of pop, but he does tonight. And the Yankees now have a 2-1 lead.
Yankees and the Blue Jays in Dunedin. Boy, we've seen a lot of strange things during this pandemic period. And who would have thought we would have had in this market the Rays playing the Rangers, and that same night, Major League Baseball in Dunedin?
I mean, you are not kidding. And those poor Toronto Blue Jays.
Yep.
You know, you think about this young core going together, and the people of Toronto, it's a rumor. Mm-hmm. Last year, they played Buffalo. Now they're going to hang down here in Dunedin. Maybe end up back in Buffalo here after a month or 2. Mm-hmm. You know, they may not make it to Toronto for a couple of seasons.
Well, that's possible.
You know?
A distinct possibility.
Yeah, I mean, they are ironclad shut down up there.
Tejada leading off the 6th. Glasnow ahead of him, 2 strikes. and takes care of him right there. He did go on the appeal. So another strikeout. Second time Tejada has gone out on strikes. That's out number one here in the sixth. Here's that pitch.
Boy, look at that curveball. I'll tell you, it's such a good pitch, and I know we talk about it an awful lot, but he doesn't have to be fine with it. He can start it out over the middle of the plate, knowing that that break is going to be severe enough that most guys, if they go after it, they're not gonna be able to reach it. Breaks too much depth.
10 strikeouts on the night for Glasnow.
I mean,
the ball down.
Really, that you go back to the breaking ball that was hit deep out into center field that Brett Phillips made the play on, and that's the only way that curveball gets hit at all, is he's got to make the mistake. If he executes the pitch, your best hope is to take it for a ball. Maybe you could foul it off. Just too good.
There's a bunt. It's going to be foul on the attempt by Tavares.
When you could see these offenses, Dewayne, just trying to find any way, a base runner, a threat, something. Glasnow's been that good. These Ranger hitters not been able to solve him yet.
Could not catch up to 96. It's 1-2. And a cut and a miss. Right back with the hard stuff at 97. 2 up, 2 down in the 6th inning. Strikeout number 11 on the night.
Just incredibly overpowering. I mean, just one after the other. Where the mechanics are clean tonight. He's driving those pitches to their spots, executing all 3 of them flawlessly.
Now the top of the order. Isaiah Kiner Filafa. Foul the other way. In the mid-70s now in pitch count. That is a called strike. Foul back. That's out of play. Glasnow had 9 strikeouts against Boston, 11 tonight so far against Texas. And there's a wave and a miss, and he strikes out the side for the 3rd time tonight. 3 up, 3 down. On to the bottom of inning 6. No score. Rays baseball on Bally Sports is brought to you by Baycare. Humanity at work. By your local Ford dealers. And by your local Honda dealer. Rays home opening this series against the Texas Rangers. Home half of inning 6 will find Brandon Lau leading off. Taylor Hearn, the lefty, in relief of Dunning. And the pitch is a strike. Go next, then Wendell. Well, Glasnow's given up only 1 hit. Texas pitching has allowed the Rays only 2 hits.
Yeah, opportunities limited, even though, Dewayne, you pointed out last time the Rays were up, 4 out of the first 5 innings, they had a runner, at least a runner, in scoring position. It didn't feel that way because the pitching has been so good, but they mix in a couple of walks.
Yeah, the Rays with those 2 hits and the 4 walks issued by Texas pitching, including 2 in the 5th when Hearn put a couple men on but struck out the side, and now he strikes out Brandon Lau. That's a fastball at 96, so all 4 outs recorded while Hearn has been in the game, coming on strikeouts.
And that fastball has been very, very good. We've seen a good sharp slider too. You know, he came in and the command was not great early. It seems like he is settling in just a little bit better than when he started.
Strike to Margot. He pours another strike in there at the knees, 96.
Well, you remember when he came in, he was pulling those fastballs glove side. Just had trouble with the command, tried to make the adjustment, you know, didn't work out so well for him, but now he's starting to dial it in.
And a cut and a miss. A 3-pitch at bat for Margot. So 5 outs, 5 strikeouts in the book recorded by Taylor Hearn. That's impressive.
Well, and the vast majority are coming with this pitch right here. 97, and look at the carry. You know, you see all these swings, they're underneath that baseball. He's just powering it right over top of the swing. At this point, just flat out challenging these Rays hitters with fastball after fastball.
So Joey Wendell, who has gone out to center and is lined to second. The pitch is a strike to him. Another fastball, mid-90s. Ground ball left side. Tejada picks it up and throws, and it's a quick 1-2-3. We go to the 7th. Nothing.
Well, through 6 innings, you could not be much better than Tyler Glasnow has been, and that's with all 3 of his pitches. That fastball, the curveball, the slider. He's given up just the 1 hit, a ground ball, a seeing eye ground ball that found its way into the outfield. Other than that, it has just been one quality pitch after another. And like I said, all 3 of them working here tonight, and he is it's a lot of strikeouts right there, Dewayne, and a nice job by the guys down on the truck to be able to roll them all out before we start the 7th inning, and hopefully he can keep it rolling himself, because guess what? No runs yet for either team.
That's right. Well, the most strikeouts in a game for Tyler, 13. He has 12 tonight. And the first pitch here in the 7th inning, down and in. David Dahl. Our breakout so far, 7 of the strikeouts on curveballs, 4 on the fastball, and 1 on a slider. There's a strike, 1-1. And he has given up 1 hit, the base hit by Eli White. There's a pop-up, third base side. Wendell in foul ground. Dahl is out number 1. Coming into this inning, there'd been 36 outs recorded in this game, 22 via the strikeout. 12 strikeouts for Glasnow. Dunning had 5, and Hearn has 5 for Texas. And now a pop here by David Dahl in foul territory, caught by Wendell. Here's Joey Gallo. He has struck out and walked. It's fouled back, strike 1. Now the Rays move Adames to the right side of second base. And it's 1-1. Gallo sends a high fly ball left. That's Margot. Now a little adjustment back to his left, and he makes the catch on the track. So 2 up, 2 down in the 7th. Single game tickets now on sale. Visit RaysBaseball.com/tickets. The 2021 season presented by Bayfront Health, St. Petersburg. Here's Nate Lowe. Nate has hit a fly ball to center and was caught looking on a curveball in the 4th inning. He breaks his bat, and the barrel end of the bat travels farther than the baseball. The ball was fouled down near the end of the Rays dugout, rebounds out back of first, and the barrel end of the bat was down near the outfield turf.
Boy, just shearing this bat. That fastball cutting in, and we've seen Glasnow do that before. And he's left holding a sword.
Oh, 2 disappeared on him. Glasnow had 13 strikeouts near the end of August last year against Baltimore. And this one skips and deflects off Jim Wolf, the plate umpire. It's a ball, 2-strike count. Glasnow struck out 13 Baltimore Orioles on the 25th of August a year ago. And he has 13 tonight against Texas. He takes care of Nate Lowe. We go to the bottom of the 7th, still scoreless. No score. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Take in a game from the private suite with your friends and family. The Rays have intimate suites for 10 people and larger areas for up to 48. New for the 2021 season. All suites include catering. For more info, email suites@raysbaseball.com. Well, pitching has been the name of the game tonight, and a lot of strikeouts. 13 for Tyler Glasnow, 10 for the 2 Texas pitchers. Francisco Mejia will open the bottom of the 7th inning. Ground ball to short. Mejia, 1 pitch, 1 out. And that's 7 outs recorded by Hearn. 5 of those have come via the strikeout. And now Brett Phillips.
Well, you'd like to get another one of those fastballs moving down and away, and Brett Phillips just tap it the other way, because again, they're playing him with the shift. Let's see that fastball right there. You remember his hit down the line. Right there is Anderson Tejada. Lone man standing. Well, I guess you could say Kiner Falefa is on the left.
Sort of. Well, yeah, but now he's going to move.
Not now, yeah.
Straight up now.
Yep.
Popped up. That's foul, headed out of play.
But we see that a lot too. You know, it was one thing when the shift first came into practice, and now it gets really complicated because depending on the count, the number of strikes, guys are moving all over the place. It's a fluid shift.
And strike 3 right there. The slider catches Phillips looking. Strikeout number 6 for Hearn.
Well, he certainly has settled in. Little shaky with command when he first came out of that bullpen, but since then, both of the pitches that he has featured here tonight, that fastball, overpowering fastball, and the slider, he has really honed in on both of them. It's going to be that one mistake, and who's going to make it?
Well, let's see if he can make one to Adames here. Willie swings, and it's a high fly ball. Back into left. That's got carry, and is gone! Home run for Adames. Willie Adames makes it 1-0 with his second home run of the year. And how about that? Well, Adames unloads this one. We talked about that swing plane a little bit.
Yeah.
And he launched that one.
Just enough of it. Here it is. Going right after that pitch, down and out over. There is that high finish uppercut swing. Railing. The railing. Kind to the Rays.
So the Rays take a 1-run lead on the home run by Adames. 1-1 to count to Yoshi. Tsutsugo got after that one and missed it. Got a slider up there and could not make contact. Now up again and a cut and a miss. But the Rays get a run on one swing of the bat from Willie Adames. Here it is. And through 7, the Rays lead 1-0. Well, Willie Adames 1, Texas 0 as we go to the 8th. Boy, it has been a great pitching performance from both staffs, and Tyler Glasnow has carried the load for the Rays. He moves into the 8th, and there's a cut and a miss by the catcher, Jose Trevino. Big strikeout night, actually, for both teams. 13 strikeouts for Tyler Glasnow. That's fouled back. 0-2. Glasnow has allowed 1 hit. That was a 1-out single in the 5th to Eli White, and he was caught stealing. Tyler has walked a man. That was Gallo in the 4th with 2 outs. Into the dirt it goes, 1-2. Glasnow right now at 91 pitches. Ground ball, that's going to be a base hit. Through the hole on the left side, Margot will return it to the infield. And the Rangers have the leadoff man on base for the first time tonight with a single here in the 8th.
Well, like we said earlier, the only time that curveball really gets hit is if it's not executed. You can see that one stays up in the zone, kind of rolls into the zone, no real depth or break to it, and that gives Trevino, 2 strikes. He's just trying to put the ball in play, and he found a hole.
Here's Eli White. Pitches upstairs. A late entry into the game when Guzman hurt his knee in the first inning. That's a swing and a miss. 95, 1-1. Cody Reed up in the bullpen. Rays have a run on 3 hits. Texas no runs, 2 hits. And they put the leadoff man on base here in the 8th. Cut and a miss. 1-2. Overpowered by the fastball right there.
Well, you're not going to catch one up there. Hard enough to get one at the top of the zone. If it's that far up above it, 0 chance.
And a swing and a miss. He went right back to that fastball. 96. Throws it by him, and that's strikeout number 14.
Well, didn't really hide the intent of what he was trying to do through this at-bat, and he just continued to pour that fastball up there, top of the zone or just above, and missed by plenty.
Ray's individual record for strikeouts in a game is 15. That's shared by Chris Archer and James Shields. Glasnow has 14 right now. Here's Nick Solak. Pitch is up. There's the breakout. Glasnow with 14 and counting. Upstairs. 2-0. Now the delivery, and that will be a strike. So he's at 99 pitches right now. Two-one pitch. Foul. That'll play down the right side. That was pitch number 100. Glasnow working. He was third hitter in the 8th inning. 1 on, 1 out, 2-2 the count to Solak. Cody Reed busy in the bullpen. Stairs. Now full count. That pitch right there was 96 miles per hour. So number 101 came in at 96 miles per hour. And the count full. Ground ball, right side, could be 2. Out at second, and no throw to first. But they do get the lead man. That ball was not hit sharply enough for the Rays to think about it, and it turned out to be a little more difficult to get that ball to Adames at second.
Well, moving to his left, that hurts. A backhand flip, not going to be hard enough. And Willie, you know, that didn't get it out of there clean. And boy, oh boy.
Well, Kevin Cash on his way to the mound with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. And Tyler Glasnow has had a great night. He wants to have a little conversation with Kevin Cash here.
I love it. I love it. Hey, listen, I wouldn't want to come out either.
Yep. Well, it's been a great night for Tyler Glasnow. He gets a great hand. And tough to come out of this game. Now, the Rays will make a pitching change. Well, the Rays have made the call to the bullpen. Tyler Glasnow out of there in favor of Cody Reed. Turn your favorite numbers into winning numbers when you play one of the Florida Lottery's exciting draw games. Your numbers are out there. Play them today. The Florida Lottery. It's your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. Well, Tyler Glasnow was superb tonight.
Yeah, you could not really have been a whole lot better. And he was good with all of his pitches. That fastball, the curveball was excellent. There's one down below the zone. He did that just about whenever he wanted, overpowering guys with the fastball up in the zone. He just was, he was locked in from pitch number 1. The command, what he was trying to do, mixed in that slider. And boy, I like this too. He's like, come on, one more out. Listen, Kevin, I can do this. One more. Okay, we'll talk later. I like that little fight and trying to stay in this game, man.
Yeah.
The guy wants it.
Absolutely. Cody Reed faces Anderson Tejada. Boy, what a great night. Career high in pitch count was 105. He had 102 tonight and leaves after 7 2/3. Ground ball shortstop. The toss to second. They get the force to retire the side. A man left on base, and the Rays lead this game 1-0. This is the first game of a 4-game series tomorrow on Rays Live. Pregame show presented by your local Honda dealer. We'll hear from Ryan Yarbrough, and Doug will break down Austin Meadows. Pregame coverage begins at 6:30 with Ryan Yarbrough all set to do the pitching. Here we go to the bottom of the 8th. Austin Meadows will step in against John King, pitcher number 3 for Texas. First pitch is inside. Meadows has been on twice tonight. He doubled in the first, walked in the 5th. In between, struck out. It's too close. 2-0. King out of Sugar Land, Texas, went to the University of Houston. And is promptly behind Meadows, 3-0. And ball 4. The Rays put the leadoff man on base. Download the MLB app to get in-game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and a whole lot more about your Rays. Diego Castillo busy in the bullpen. Randy Arozarena steps in against King. Takes the pitch upstairs. Arozarena, a couple strikeouts. 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. In with an 8-game hitting streak. Ground ball down to first. Out there. Now the tag will have to be made at second. And they got it with Lowe going down to Kiner Falefa to complete that 3-6 double play.
That was a really nice play there. First of all, the chopper made it easy to get that first out, but now you need the accurate throw and make sure that you avoid Meadows with it. Nice job by Falefa, Kiner Falefa, with that glove work right there, having to reach. You could see how he was, and then, boy, that snow cone keeping that ball in the glove. That could have come dislodged.
Brandon Lau fouls that one back. And that's a strike, little piece of that one at the feet. Trevino, 0-2. We're in the bottom of the 8th in a 1-0 game. Wow, staying alive. A little foul ball. That just missed. 1-2 right now. A 1-0 game. Tyler Glasnow was involved in a 1-0 game to open the season against Miami, and Ryan Thompson got the win in that game. Tyler came in with no record and pitched himself an outstanding game here tonight. Tough to see him leave. 2-2 now. Just a little piece of it foul. Rays coming off winning 2 out of 3 over New York. Ball right side. Lowe takes care of it. Touches the bag before Lau arrives. No runs and nobody left. We go to the 9th. Castillo all set.
Well, we head into the top of the 9th inning, and it is time for our New Teeth Now game summary, and it's 2 guys, and there they are. Tyler Glasnow and his performance pitching deep into this ball game. 2 outs into the 8th, giving up just 2 hits, no runs, 14 punch outs. And Willy Adames, the one mistake, clear mistake made by Ranger pitching. Fastball by Taylor Hearn out over the plate, first pitch swinging, and he drops it right on top of the railing into the stands. And that's where we stand right now.
On to the 9th we go with Diego Castillo on the hill. Tavares leads it off and takes the pitch down. Leody Tavares is 0 for 2 tonight, both of those against Glasnow. 2 of the 14 Glasnow strikeouts. And that one is punched the other way for a base hit. The leadoff man is on base for the 2nd straight inning for Texas. Well, they threatened in the 8th, left a man, and now a base hit to open the 9th.
Well, not trying to do too much. And Dewayne, you described it perfectly. Just punched it. Just a little half swing, get the barrel to the baseball, and just push it through into left field. And that's exactly what he did. Nothing's easy, is it?
No.
Nothing can ever be easy. Leadoff man aboard, runs well, top of the order. Time to get to work.
Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. And a cut and a miss. Castillo. He worked an inning and 2/3 against the Yankees in the 10-inning game yesterday. Gave up a hit and a walk. He was 1-1 with Kiner-Falefa. Ball, 2 strikes. That slider disappeared on him. Castillo 3-0 last year with a 1.66 earned run average. Protecting this 1-0 lead, keeping an eye on Tavares at first base. Tavares goes and stops a swing and a miss, and that is out number 1.
Well, you got to believe, too, that Tavares is trying to time up Diego Castillo, and he's going to go at some point. Nice job by Castillo with these sliders to Kiner-Falefa, and able to take it just off the plate, right off the edge of the bat to pick up that first out. But, you know, we talked earlier, this team leads Major League Baseball in stolen bases with 10. Okay, great. But 8 different guys have at least 1 stolen base. So, I mean, listen, they'll run anybody and everybody. So you've got to be locked in on that running game. And you got to feel like they're going to try to make something happen here.
David Dahl is the DH. The first pitch, fastball. He takes that one for a strike.
Although you do send him and he does get thrown out, you retire David Dahl, and all of a sudden Joey Gallo doesn't get to swing the bat. So maybe they tap the brakes on that.
And a cut and a foul ball. 0-2. Rays Live, the postgame presented by Advent Health, right around the corner now. Rich and Doug anchoring the coverage. We'll hear from Kevin Cash. Trisha Whitaker will have Zoom interviews from the clubhouse. That man right there, Willie Adames, the difference in this game at the moment. And Castillo trying to keep it that way. Foul the other way. Going to be out of play. Still 2 strikes. What a performance by Tyler Glasnow tonight. An eye on the runner at first, Tavares. And another foul ball. Dahl down 0-2, hanging in there. Joey Gallo on deck. too long. Dahl steps out. Cody Reed got the last out in the 8th. Castillo 1 on, 1 out in the 9th. And a swing and a miss. He gets the strikeout right there. He had a lot of dip on that one.
Well, it was a lot of sliders that Dahl kept fouling off, and now he goes with the power sinker, 95, and look at that thing take
That's what
off.
I mean, I don't know I've ever seen one that dramatic.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the finish on the pitch, you know, he keeps those fingers behind that baseball, has that hand cocked just a little bit, and drives it and lets the spin and lets the laces take over.
Yeah, and that was a great shot on the replay.
It was.
Defied physics, it seemed. So 2 gone, and now it's Joey Gallo. Gallo has a walk, 0 for 2. Hit the ball to the track and left in the 7th. The pitch is down. So 16 strikeouts for Rays pitching tonight. That's going to be a strike. And it's 1-1. Castillo needs 1 out to close this one. Gallo takes it down. 2-1. All the defenders have vacated the left side.
Back to that basically 5 outfielder, 4.5 outfielder look. Joey Gallo, you know, he's got one thing that he's thinking about here. He is an all or nothing type guy.
Back-to-back 40-plus home run seasons. Now it's 2-2. He had 41 in 17 and 40 in 18. Who's that pitch?
Yeah, how about this slider here? He just tucks that baby in right under that swing. That was perfectly executed by the Rays righty, Castillo.
And the Rays, an out and a pitch away from taking game 1. 2-2. Foul ball. Tavares led off with a base hit. He's still at first. A couple of strikeouts from Castillo to get to Gallo. Each team collecting 3 hits tonight. 1 on, 2 gone, 2-2 the count. Diego Castillo ready, and time granted by Jim Wolf as Gallo steps back. Now the 2-2 from Castillo. Gallo fouls it again toward the end of the Rays dugout. So this is quite a battle going on. You know, Gallo last year hit 181, and a couple things about that. He was coming back from wrist surgery from the year before, but they also feel that the inability for him to go back and check the video because of the restrictions on the video access during games really hurt him last year as well. But still, big power. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And this one in the dirt. And a stop there by Mejia. You see the start by Tavares, but he held on over there.
Well, he's going to be going now. He went back with the sinker after making him aware of those sliders in, and Mejia, fortunate that ball didn't bound away because he went with the backhand stop there instead of smothering it. So he got away with one, but doesn't matter at this point. Full count, 2 outs, he's gone.
Right down to the wire, 3-2, 2 outs. Tavares takes off, and the pitch is low for ball 4. And up to second base goes Tavares with Gallo picking up the walk, and that's going to bring Nate Lowe to the plate, the former Ray, who got off to a very hot start this year, has cooled a bit since then, is 0 for 3 tonight. And so, of course, it would come down to this.
I mean,
Kyle Snyder's going to have a little trip to the mound and a talk here.
Yeah, I mean, they want to make sure, number one, that they're on the same page how they're going to attack Nate Lowe. Got to make sure that everybody's on the same page as far as the signs go. Because of that runner at second base, they're going to go with the more complicated set of signs. And I'll tell you, if you're a Ranger fan, as impotent as the offense has been here tonight because of Tyler Glasnow mainly, you couldn't have asked for a better ending as far as getting Gallo to the plate and now getting Nate Lowe to the plate. So if the Rays are going to finish this thing off, they are going to earn it.
So the conference breaks up with a little help from Jim Wolf. And Nate Lowe strides back to the plate. Well, Nate came into the game 0 for 13. 0 for 3 tonight after a red hot start. 14 runs batted in overall. Pitch is foul the other way, out of play. Strike 1. Well, it never comes easy, it seems.
No.
Pitch right down to the wire to try to finish this game tonight. Ground ball, pulled foul. 0-2. Opposite field base hit, then a 2-out walk, putting runners at first and second. Here we go on the 0-2 to Lowe. And he got him looking. Strike 3 call. The game is over and the Rays win it 1-0. Castillo strikes out the side, gets a called third strike to end it after giving up the base hit and a 2-out walk, and the Rays are winners 1-0. For the second time this year, they win a game 1-0.
Yeah, and you know what? Interesting about that last pitch, sinker slider, power sinker slider. That was a slider there by Diego Castillo. Had more of a look of a cutter. It stayed up, it stayed flat, and it was right on the corner. That was the right call by Jim Wolf. You can see him standing right over top of it. Nate Lowe didn't like it. That's understandable, but that was a strike, and it was maybe the first cutter that Diego Castillo's ever thrown.
Well, the Rays won it 1-0, 1-3-0 for the Rays, 6 left, 0-3-0 for Texas, 4 left. Glasnow, the winner, 1-0. And save number 3 for Diego Castillo. For Brian Anderson and the rest of our crew, Dewayne Staats, great to have you with us. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays Live, the postgame, comes your way next.